Boom. So like I was saying, Tank had put the word out there to all his workers that the next time he came through the hood, niggas better have some answers. Motherfuckers kidnapped Lil Mike, chopped his arm all off, run up in the stash house, took a half a brick of cane and 100 G's in cash. Fuck that, he wanted some answers. So when he pulled up to Park Heights and Virginia Avenue and hopped out with that 4-5 on his waist, he meant business. One thing about Tank, he gonna make sure all his guys eat. But any sign of disloyalty, and your ass might end up in the dumpster with both of your hands chopped off. But anyway, one of their lieutenants, a real dark-skinned dude with a bunch of goals in his mouth, his name was Drop. He was in charge of everything up there on Virginia Avenue. So when he spotted Tank getting out the car, he got up off his stoop and met him halfway, quickly picking up on a serious look on Tank's face before Tank could even ask him. Drop get to telling him like he put his hook in the water, and what came back was the nigga Shabazz from now Emerson Avenue. He's supposed to been going around showing niggas the arm. Tank like showing niggas the arm. Drop like, man, they said he carrying that bitch around in a book bag, showing that shit you niggas in the hood to send a message. Drop tell him like he been spinning through Emerson Avenue trying to find this nigga. But every time he spin through, he don't never be out. Then to add insult to injury, them niggas just all of a sudden pop out with some cane. Tank like, all right, so they down there selling our shit. So Kenny tell Drop like this, look here, spread the word amongst our circle. I got 5 G's a head for any nigga down there on the avenue selling our shit. So if they down there selling cane, knock his fucking head off and get paid. Simple as that. Drop give him a pound, like that's what it is. He goes back to the car, crank up the engine, spark a blunt, and decides he gonna ride down Emerson Avenue. Check it out for himself, see if they got any traffic coming through there. And sure as shit, when he pulled up, he seen the customers. He pulled up and parked on the avenue. He catch a fiend coming out the hole, he hop out the car. How that shit looking today? Fiend opened up his hand, showed to him. And off the break, Tank knew that was his shit they was selling. So he told the fiend, he's like, oh yeah, they got these. He's like, how long they be out? The fiend tell him like, man, they be keep the shop rolling all night, 24 hours. Tank like, oh yeah? Tank like, yeah, okay. He get back in the car, pissed off, watching all the drug traffic go in and out the hole, in and out the hole. They knocking his shit off faster than his people get it off. He sat there for a few minutes, making a mental note of some of the guys that was out there faces. He didn't know who Shabazz was or what he looked like. He pulled away from the curve thinking to himself, 24 hours, huh? I'll be back tonight. But anyway, meanwhile, back at the house, Ophelia had just put her daughter to bed. She was in the shower washing up. When she heard the downstairs door slam shut, she knew that was Kenny leaving out the house, because he had told her he was getting ready to go make a run. All day she had been thinking about what Kenny said, and she was the definition of desperate at this point. She just kept thinking if she didn't have that ankle monitor on her ankle, she would slip out the house and do it herself if it meant she didn't have to go to prison and she could be with her daughter. But that wasn't reality. She had a whole tracking device on her leg, so she would just have to leave it up to Kenny to be her knight in shining armor and save the day. But patience was a virtue. She got more and more worried every day as reality started to kick in with what she did.
Have you ever seen?
But anyway, according to her motion of discovery, the big gay dude whose name we're gonna leave out of it stayed over in East Baltimore, like in that northeast area on Cold Spring Lane. And her being from the west side, she couldn't really picture the area, whether it was a good or bad neighborhood. She opens up her laptop, types in his name, and she finds out dude who is the only surviving witness in her case is some type of gay rights activist. And he actually worked for the Board of Education. So this is part of the reason why the case was so high profile. Ophelia had to stop watching the news that was on there so much. Shit was stressing her out every time she see it. The clock was ticking and she wanted Kenny to put a move on it. Her lawyer, Billy Murphy, got it down from death row to life on suspended with 40, which is a lot better of a deal. It's something like at the end of that tunnel. But to Ophelia, 40 years sound like life. So she would not be taking that deal. When all fails in the courtroom, you got the whole court in the street. But anyway, when Kenny pulled up in the West Side Shopping Center to meet Tank, he noticed Tank wasn't in his usual attire. No jewelry, all black hoodie on, black Timberland boots, looking like he was in that mode. So Kenny thought to himself, okay, this should be interesting. He watched Tank as he got out his car and got into his. No sooner as Tank closed the door, he gave Kenny a 5 and tell him, I know who got our shit and did that shit to Lil Mike. Kenny like, yeah? Tank like, yeah, some goofy ass nigga named Shabazz up off of Emerson Avenue. I checked it out for myself. They up there selling our shit. Hella traffic. Then Drop tell me the nigga Shabazz going around with a book bag with Lil Mike arm in it, showing niggas the arm. Kenny like, what? And Pimp, I got us, appreciate you. All right, boom. So Tank tell Kenny, come on, let's go get Drop. Because Drop is the one who knew what the nigga Shabazz looked like. So they slide up the heights and pick up Drop. Then start making their way down Emerson Avenue. Normally, Kenny wouldn't even get involved in nothing like this. He would let Tank handle it. But $100,000 in cash and a half a brick, that'll bring a motherfucker out of retirement quick. But anyway, all together, they had 4 pipes in the car. Kenny had his Glock 17 that he didn't go nowhere without. Tank had 2 4.5s sitting in his lap. And Drop had a shotgun inside a duffel bag on the back seat, sitting next to him. So when they pulled down on Emerson Avenue, the block was in full swing. 9:45 at night, hella people outside. They pulled up, park at the top of the block and across the street where they had a perfect view of all the drug traffic coming in and out the hole, in and out the hole. So Tank like, look, the plan is we're gonna sit and watch and Drop, you gonna tell us if the nigga Shabazz show his face, because that's the main target, that's who we wanna get. But if he don't show his face, any one of them niggas over there selling our shit, do just fine. Either way, we ain't leaving up out of here until we take a soul or two. Kenny and Drop both agreed. So they sat patiently behind tents watching the traffic. After like 2 hours of staking out the trap, a pearl white Honda Accord pulled up with the paper tags on it. Brand new. Tank and all of them, they in the car watching. A fine ass light skinned broad hop out the passenger seat and go to a house in the middle of the block. She knock on the door, wait a couple seconds, somebody open up the door, she go inside. While she's in the house, the dude who was driving the car rolls down the driver's side window to dump out the blunt guts. And when he does this, Drop catches a glimpse of his face. And he tells Tank and Kenny, that's the nigga Shabazz right there. Once he dumped all the guts out the blunt, he rolled the window back up. They could hear Tupac playing real loud coming from Slim Car. So Tank looked at Kenny like, come on, let's get him now, before the bitch come back out. Kenny pondered on it for a few seconds, then he like, fuck it, come on. But as soon as he went to go open up his car door, the girl started coming back out the house. So Drop tapped him on the shoulder like, hold on, here comes the bitch. Kenny stick his leg back in the car, close the door. She hurry up, hop back in the passenger seat. Slim pulled away from the curb. Kenny started following the nigga. Even though his car was tinted out, Kenny still stayed 3 cars back as to not be noticed. So Tank like, all right, what's the new plan? Kenny like, man, fuck it, look, this is what we gonna do. Fuck following him home. The first red light we get. What it is, it's your boy Dutch, the Damon, and you now watching Damon Time with Dutch. I want to send a big shout out to the brother Lonnie. This brother sent his hard-earned money in. Bless the channel through Cash App. This brother don't just watch the channel, he support the channel. Lonnie, just stay locked in, pimp. I gosh, appreciate you. All right, boom, picking up right where I left off. So Kenny like, fuck it, this is what we gonna do. The next red light we get to, we gonna pull up and smash him. Tank like, that's what it is. They get to putting their ski masks on in the car. They followed them 3 cars behind for 7 or 8 more blocks before the next traffic stop came up. When they finally reached the red light, Kenny dropped both of the windows on the passenger side, cut through traffic, and pulled up right next to Shabazz sitting in the driver's seat of that Acura. Hearing the tires screech, when Shabazz look up, all he sees is Tank hanging out the window, 2 4.5s pointing straight at him. But Drop was the one who started shooting first from the backseat. He had a double-barrel shotgun. He let that bitch go. Boom! Striking Shabazz in his back through the back seat. And Tank just started dumping both 4.5. Boom, 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 boom. Hitting Tank all in the left side of his body. Slumped the girl over that was in the passenger side seat. She got her brains knocked all up against the window. Tank kept pulling the trigger till them bitches started clicking, click, 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 click. Then Kenny just pulled off. Skrrr! Banged the left, got out of there. Left both of them slumped in the Acura. Shabazz's foot must have slipped off the brake pedal because that bitch started drifting into oncoming traffic and eventually ran into a mailbox. Boom! But anyway, so when they gets back up Park Heights, Kenny tells Drop and Tank to dump the car in the river. Get rid of the guns. He hop out, Tank get in the driver's seat. They shake hands, then they drove off into the night. Kenny walked around the corner to one of his little broad's houses. He had several up Park Heights. Females, so he had keys to their houses. Some of them was his stash houses. He would just pay their rent like that. but he had hella keys to bitches' houses. So he bops around the corner to the girl Charmaine's house. He go ahead on, stick his key in the door, go up to her room. She wasn't even home. Change his clothes and grab his strap out the dresser drawer that he be keeping at her house. He calls a cab, sat on her front steps and sparked up the blunt while he was waiting. Whole time he's sitting there, he just thinking like, damn, we just fucked that nigga up. From where Kenny was seated from the driver's seat, he could see half the nigga Shabazz head missing. He was slumped over. The girl got switched cheesed. It was gruesome, but Kenny couldn't do nothing but smile about it. That's what happened when you with the mob. But anyway, when the cab finally arrived, Kenny went on ahead, stomped the blunt out, hopped in the back. On his way home, the cab driver had to ride past the crime scene where they just smoked the nigga Shabazz. The cab driver looking, he like, damn, somebody got smoked over there. Kenny in the back seat looking.